Oh, hey, Ropo. Long time no see.
Hey, CEAZOR.
What's new with you? Oh, nothing much, but seems like there's something new with you.
Yeah, nothing much.
Oh, are you sure, man? You want to explain the blue spray paint?
Oh, this, yeah. These are some upgrades.
Upgrades? What are you hoping to achieve, man?
Oh, this will allow me to get a lot more work done, and I'll be a lot more safe.
Oh, really? Hello and welcome to Caesar's Snack Sandwich. Today we're on Phantom taking a look at RoboVault. Now, before I talk about RoboVault, I'd like to thank Cream Finance for sponsoring my channel and allowing me to bring quality content like this to you. Now, before I get into RoboVault here and show you what this is, I'm going to preface it with the idea that RoboVault has changed from version 1 to version 2, and I'm going to talk about version 2 features today. Now, I did do a video in the past, as you can see right here, and this explains version 1, but just a quick overview of what it means and what version 1 and what these vaults do is you put in some token and they take that token and they lend it somewhere, and then they borrow a secondary token and they use that borrowed token and the rest of the token that you gave to build an LP and to farm LP rewards and sell it all the way back to this underlying token. So that's basically the main idea of these vaults. If you don't understand this, you want to understand this better, then you can watch the video. I'll put a link to that video at the end of this video. So you can go there and watch that if you want. Now, let's get back to version 2 and talk about version 2. So as you can see, all the vaults here listed are upgraded to version 2, and they've made some changes. The APYs are pretty good, and like 87% on USDC, and that's pretty good. Okay, $5 million in TVL, it's solid. Okay, so good APYs on good TVL, and I don't suspect that this will decrease quite drastically if some more money comes inside. So that's a good indicator there. That's a good feature. Now, so let's talk about version 2. Let's swing over to version 2 contracts medium here, and we'll talk a little bit about the difference. Now, before I go through the features here, I'm going to say that they've used Yearn a lot as a inspiration for this. Yearn vaults are like open license, so anybody can use them, and so they are using some of the concepts of Yearn vaults and as inspiration for these vaults here. So let's go through some of these features and talk a little bit about some of them. So they updated some rebalancing mechanisms. So this is just like tweaking the rebalancing of this strategy, making it so it's just a little bit better and so forth. So we don't need to explain this too much, but they've changed to a mechanism where it's, instead of like a withdrawal fee and so forth, they're going to charge a performance fee, and it doesn't have the percentage here, but I've been told it's 10%. So they have a performance fee of 10%, so they're charging on profits. So if they don't make any profit, then they don't get any fees. So that's good. They've added some deposit limits to like the ability to put deposit limits on their vaults, so that if they're doing something experimental, they can restrict the amount of money that goes in to reduce that level of risk. They're trying to allow their vaults to be integrated with Keeper. Now, I did do a video a long time ago on Keeper, and the system itself hasn't changed drastically, and I will link to that at the end of this, but it's basically a job board for bots to do harvest calls for the vaults. So it's a way to automate that. So they're trying to integrate with Keeper as well. But this is on Phantom, so you have to wait for Keeper to be functioning fully on Phantom as well. The fee structure, I talked about this, the harvest logic, so they've changed the ability, like just basically the way they harvest rewards and stuff a little bit, right? So we don't need to get into the nitty gritty, just basic idea, right? And they've added some events that allow them to, like, as things happen in the vault, they can get a better indication on their analytics boards and so forth. So their analytic boards looks like this. Let me swing over to and show you the analytic board. So they're using Grafana here, and you can come here, you can select the vault that you you want to watch, that you're concerned with and interested in. So let's say I went with this one. I could watch, like you see there's all these little events that they've been able to like add to this graph. So it's not just the number going up, it's kind of a whole bunch of like harvest calls and stuff like that. So I'm not exactly sure. I don't really care that much. So I'm not going to dig really deep and find out like what is all this and what is this spike and this 7-day APY, but anyhow, if for those who really care about this, they're trying to build these dashboards out to make them a lot more informative for the people who really care about this sort of stuff. So that pretty much covers the this idea, but I do want to preface that they are not audited yet. However, they're in the processes of doing auditing. So take that as some information if you're making a decision on whether or not you want to participate in this. The last couple things is that like they are transitioning from version 1 to version 2. So, they're trying to encourage people to migrate. And so by like lowering fees and putting money into the version 1 vaults, putting their own money into the version 1 vaults so that people can withdraw easily without fees. But still, they can still maintain some income for the people who are not pulling out yet because whatever, maybe they're busy, maybe they're away, whatever. So if you see TVL going up on those vaults, that doesn't mean people are should be joining. They're just, they're adding funds to that to help people to get out and migrate to version 2. Now they do talk about experimental vaults. Like these are not like I said, they're basing the structure on Yearn's technology. However, they are not running Yearn vaults. Like these are not lossless vaults. If we go here, like this strategy has the potential to lose money, whereas a Yearn vault is like their core concept is that they will never lose the initial funds. But in this case, like there could be, they are borrowing this token and then they're using it to farm, like liquidity farm. And if this token dumps like very heavily in price, then the holdings of the vault could go below the initial investment. So these are not lossless vaults. They're not completely safe in that sense. However, there is another concept that is they've announced here, and that is this RoboDAO token release plans. Now, basically, I'm not going to read all this to you, but I'll talk a little bit about some things. So this token is going to be like a vote governance token that they're going to give out to people for different reasons, and the DAO is going to control like how to allocate protocol fees. So although in this Medium article it does not say that you'll be able to stake those robo token to gain this percentage of the fees, they're saying pretty much here that like this probably will happen because the DAO will vote to decide how to deal with the protocol fees. Now, there are some ideas here that they talk about that other than just giving, robo holder stakers fees, there are some other use cases here that they talk about that these fees can be used for. And I think they're all pretty good, like an insurance fund to like insure the product in a sense that if there is some sort of issue, exploit, or, problem, that they can possibly repay those lost funds. So maybe the DAO might decide to use the protocol fees for this purpose. Future development, so pay the devs, pay for some audits, boosting the vault returns. So if the vault returns go down low enough or low, they can use those fees somehow to boost those vault rewards. They could use it to buy back the robo token. Adding and removing strategies. So this is not really this is kind of more the use case of the robo token, like maybe some sort of they want to change the vault strategy somehow, or use a different protocol instead of some of the protocols they're using. Like currently they are using Scream to borrow the funds, Spirit Swap or Spooky Swap to farm the token, and so forth. So that's pretty much, and I see also Liquid Driver here as well. So then maybe they want to decide, let's use another Geist or Owlo from Spirit Swap, like other lending protocols or other farming protocols and stuff. So they're kind of saying that the DAO will be able to make this decision. And then, you know, the keeper stuff. So like, we have to pay, you have to pay the keepers to run those bots. So maybe they can use those fees to pay the keepers and run the bots and so forth. It talks a little bit about, you know, the allocations, like where are these money going to and so forth. But the key one that I would like to show you is people who use the vaults. They're going to get 5% of these tokens. They're just going to airdrop them to these people. And, you know, they've started taking these snapshots already. And between August and September, so the people from this time will, like in the version 1 vaults, the people were in here until this time. They were using this time frame, but now they are switched over to using the version 2 vaults. So let me see if I can find the place where this allocation will end. Yeah, so I can't seem to find where they talk about, well, they don't talk about it in here exactly when these situations are going to happen, but basically they're going to airdrop this until, it says here, up until the IFO. So when they actually start turning on this IFO, then they will stop taking snapshots of these vaults. So currently they are taking snapshots, they will airdrop these people, but then at some later date they will actually start doing an IFO, and that is like just people who continue to stake in there will get these vault rewards over time. You know, they will just continue to incentivize the use of these vaults. They will also incentivize some LPs so that people can trade the Robo token, and they're also going to give 25% of these tokens to their team in order to invest it over a 12-month period so that they can pay for development and so forth. And, you know, all teams get this sort of thing. And there is also a few other things down inside in here about talking about paying the community and here, the community fund and the early contributors. So, you know, 10% is going to be given to the community and to some people who took part in this in the early days and so forth. So anyways, that you can read this and be very careful, like carefully analyze this and find out whether or not you think the token's going to dump or pump or what have you. But basically, it's free money, right? Like, it's free tokens. You can sell them, you can keep them, you can speculate on them, and you're going to be getting these APYs for a while. Now, do keep in mind that FTM has pumped, so that has increased these APYs quite a bit. So this is not necessarily going to last forever, but it's good now, and I think it's worth, you know, putting some money. As you can see, I've put like $200 in here. I might put more, I might put less. I might take this out. This is all decisions for you to make, and you can base it on your own education. Now, I hope this covers everything. I hope this is good enough for you to understand kind of what's going on here. And good luck, and I hope this is helpful. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.